Hello, everyone, and welcome to Univoyage. Uh, Recently, IIM Ranchi has announced that it will start accepting SAT exam for its admission test to the integrated program and management. So today we are going to cover what SATs are. The topics that we are covering today include what is SAT, what is its format, how to register, what are some scholarships or fee waivers you can get, and how to actually prepare for SATs. So, SAT is a college admission test. Usually, it is given by students in the US, but international students also give the same exam if they want admission in US colleges and universities. Recently, College Board, that is the organization which conducts the SAT, has started a College Board India Alliance, which is a group of institutions in India which also take the SAT exams. The rest of the institutes outside of IIM Ranchi that also take SATs include Ashoka, there is Shiv Nadar, there is Bennett University, and many others. So, what exactly is SAT? SAT is a college admission test which has two parts. There is testing for English and there is testing for maths. The test length is 3 hours, and there is an optional 50-minute essay that you can also give. But College Board has recently announced plans to drop SAT essay portion. So, and IIM Ranchi also does not demand the essay, so that is a bit redundant. So, we'll not discuss too much about the essay. So, SATs have two parts. There is the evidence-based reading and writing section, and there is the math section. So, evidence based reading and writing section has two parts. There is a reading test and there is a writing and language test. So, reading test basically tests your comprehension skills, while writing and language test uh, determines whether your grammar is good or not. Then there is the math section. Math section has two parts. There is the no calculator portion and there is the calculator allowed portion. The no calculator portion has basic algebraic problems, while the calculator allowed portion has more competitive portions like data analysis, data interpretation, etc. Then there is the essay, but again, essay is optional and will not discuss too much about it. So these are some of the key features of essay. So the SATs. So there are words in context. There is command of evidence. There is maths. There is problems. Problems are basically case studies. Then there is analysis of science and in social studies, US founding documents, and the great global conversation. And the best part is there is no penalty for guessing, so there is no negative marking, but we'll discuss more on that. So the thing that most aspirants get scared of is this US founding documents, this analysis of social studies. They are afraid that they'll have to study all these portions, but that is not so. You do not have to study these portions. uh, they are not trying to test your retention power. They're not trying to test whether you know about uh, things specific to the US or not. They're trying to test your comprehension skills. So what they'll do is they'll have reading comprehension passages, they'll have essays that you'll have to read, analyze, fill in the blanks, etc. Right? So no need to get afraid on hearing topics like US history or racial tensions. All these are just topics that you'll be given passages on, right? You do not have to learn anything new for them. So there are words in context. This is basically the grammar portion like we talked about before. So you're asked to interpret meanings based on context, where the words are given, where the blanks are given, and you have to have good vocabulary because SAT have a special emphasis on vocabulary. They always tend to focus a lot more on words that are a bit complex and not used in everyday lexicon, right? Lexicon, a word which means language, and you have to engage in close reading, right? Then there is command of evidence. Command of evidence basically includes studying reports, studying case studies, and interpreting what do they mean. And then again, here the special emphasis on informational graphics. So they'll have pie charts, they'll have bar charts, they'll have line charts, they may have tables, and you'll have to study those tables, you'll have to study those graphics, and then interpret some sort of meaning out of them, right? And again, SATs do have special focus on this, so I'd recommend you brush up your interpretation skills. Then there is maths. Maths has problem solving and data analysis. That is the quantitative part. Then there is algebra, heart of algebra. So you have to have linear equations, learn how to solve simultaneous equations, etc. And then there is passport to advanced maths, right? So passport, as the name suggests, it's just beginning of advanced mathematics. So they'll not ask very complex questions. They'll ask questions related to topics that are a sort of introduction to more advanced maths. Then problems grounded in real world context. So this is basically again the reading comprehension part. You'll have case studies, you'll have research papers that you'll have to read. So again, these different types of essays, then research papers, they all have different types of tones, and you'll have to learn how to work with those tones, right? Then there is analysis in history and social studies. Again, they'll have research papers, they'll have studies, they'll have maybe some piece of non-fiction, and you'll have to understand that, you'll have to interpret that, and then you'll have to answer the related questions. US founding documents and the Great Global Conversation. Again, they may have some sort of a very US specific piece of literature, but again, no need to worry. You do not have to learn anything, you do not have to know anything from before. You just have to read that specific passage and you'll have to answer specific questions. Best part, no negative marking. There is no penalty for guessing. You get 1 point for each correct answer and 0 points for unanswered items, and points for wrong answers, of course. Now, we'll have a breakdown of all the three portions. The reading test. Yeah. So the important part to remember is that these sections are timed. Once that time lapses, you cannot go back and do those sections again, right? So you cannot leave some question for the end. You'll have to finish that section in the given time. It is very much like the IPMAT test that IIM Indore conducts. So this will be good practice for both of them, right? Now, the SAT reading test has single and paired passages. So there may be a single paragraph, there may be a set of paragraphs, and they may have some informational graphics. They may have some focus on words and context. They may have focus on command of evidence. Command of evidence basically means how well can you make some argument, how well you can understand some sort of argument, right? Then there is the writing and language test focused on grammar. So there is passage based, there are multiple text types, you'll have fill in the blanks, MCQs, and there may be informational graphics here too, right? You may be asked to study and then maybe asked to point out the mistakes in some sort of passages, right? So you need to have good grammar to ace this part of test. And then there is the SAT math test, right? So there are two portions, calculator and non-calculator. The questions are pretty simple. SATs are not very big on academic rigor. They are not exactly hard tests. They are more focused on time management and how well you can interpret something, and how fast, of course. So time management has to be your main focus, right? Now, SAT scores and benchmarks. So this is a breakdown of SAT marks. So at the bottom, you have sub scores. Sub scores are basically each test. Each test is divided into two parts. There is English, maths. Then English is divided into two parts. There is the reading part, and then there is the writing part. And maths is divided into calculator and non-calculator. And these sections are further divided into subsections. So you have sub scores, then you have test scores, then you have section scores. So section score is evidence-based reading and writing and maths. And then finally you have test scores. Test scores are on scale of 400 to 1600, with 1600 being the highest. Uh, Now, uh, SATs are graded on a some sort of scale. Of course, College Board does not like that people call it grading on a scale, but it is very similar to grading on a scale, because you are compared to all the other people who gave that exam, and not just the exam you gave, right? You are compared to all the people who gave all the exams in that academic year, right? Uh, across the world. And since different sessions, different registrations for exam have different papers, so they normalize for hardness. So how hard and how easy your paper determines how good your score will be, right? So you're graded on comparison to your fellow aspirants. Now, administration dates and registration tend to change, especially as this COVID pandemic has forced many postponed exams. And so what I would recommend is you follow College Board website, official website. They have listed the dates for international SAT exams, and those are the dates the exam would be conducted in India too, right? Okay. So with SATs, when you give SATs, when colleges ask for SAT scores, they'll not ask these scores from you. They'll ask these scores to be sent by College Board, and there is a fee for that. But for if you register for the exam, you get 4 colleges for free. So you can send your score report to 4 colleges for free. But if you want to send to more colleges, then you'll have to pay. Fee waivers, like I said, College Board has College Board India Alliance, and they also have a College Board India Scholar program that is after the exam. Uh, I'll elaborate a bit on that later. Uh, They also have a fee waiver program, which is what we are going to focus now. So they administer some fee waivers. There is a 50% bracket and there is a 90% bracket. So you can, if you qualify for the 50% fee waiver bracket, you can get the 50% SAT fee reduced. And if you qualify for the 90% one, you can get 90% of the fee reduced. In India, I think it's Buddy for Study that administers this fee waivers. So you can check out their website for this SAT exam fee waiver and see if you qualify. Now, how to prepare for these SAT tests? So, for SAT practice, the best resource, the one recommended even by College Board itself, is the Khan Academy. Right? So, Khan Academy has thousands of questions and videos, and they have personalized recommendations. So, their software will analyze how good you are at giving certain parts of paper, certain sections, and it will suggest how to improve further. The best part, of course, is that they have 8 full-length official practice tests. So these full-length official practice tests are approved by College Board. That is the organization that conducts SATs, and they are full-length, meaning they are the actual papers that may or may not have appeared. Right? And you can give them under timed section, or you can print them out and give them at your leisure. I would strongly recommend giving these tests, as these are a great resource for preparing for SAT. These are some statistics that show that if you do regular practice on Khan Academy, you can get a great SAT score. Khan Academy, of course, is a social service and thus is free for all. And yeah, so it also has the ability to link your College Board and Khan Academy accounts. That way, you can track your progress across both the websites. This is, of course, not compulsory. Now, the easiest way to crack the SAT is daily practice, nothing more. The questions are not that rigorous. Again, they're not very complex. Time management is of most importance. Time management is where most aspirants fail, and that is where your marks, your score, your rank is decided. Of course, with SATs, you also get some resources like Career Finder, so you can find out what type of career suits you. So that's it. Thank you. With this, we can end. Of course, before I end, a little incentive for you all to prepare for SATs. So if you have a certain income level and you get a good SAT score, you can qualify for the College Board India Scholar Program. That will get you tuition-free admission into some institutions in India. So that is a brilliant opportunity. You do not have to pay tuition fees at all for all the years of your study. uh, so this is a little incentive for you all. Again, I am Rachi. Some quick reminders. I am Rachi does not require the essay. You can register for the SAT exams on College Board website, and you can get a fee waiver from Buddy for Study website. That's it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, like, share, and subscribe to Univoyage. And we'll see you next time. Bye.